Yeah. Through and all. Good.
You alright?
Not bad, mate.
Ready? Thoughts about Saturday when you look back, and I'm sure you've had a look back at it. What are your thoughts now? Was it a great Leicester performance or not such a good Stoke?
We weren't great on the day, in fairness. I don't think there was too much in the first half, to be perfectly honest. Then we just conceded just before half time. So then second half, didn't really ask too many questions of Leicester, and there was always that danger that we'd overstretch and get caught on the break, which obviously the last two goals resulted from that. So we made individual errors as well as collective errors on the day, and if you do that, then you're susceptible to losing games. So it's one to put behind us, really, but a really good game coming up, obviously. Whenever we've had a disappointing result or performance, almost always we've bounced back quickly, so it's a great game for us.
I know obviously you concentrate on Stoke's performance and what happened to you, but you've seen a lot of things in football. When you look at that Leicester team and the sheet and the players and where they've come from, you have to take a look at it and say what they're doing is pretty incredible. The likes of we haven't seen for years.
Yeah, it's a great story. Obviously, from where they were this time last year into where they find themselves now, it's a fantastic football story, and one everybody involved should take great credit for. It's the story of the season. I think, irrespective of where they end up, if they do win it, that'd be even better. But irrespective of what else happens in the season, I think they'll be the story of the season, without a shadow of a doubt, and rightly so. So, from their point of view, and having gone up against them twice, they're a team that plays to its strengths. At the top end of the pitch, they've got a threat. They've got goal scorers as well. So when you're able to play to your maximum and you're consistent in your performance level, then you've got a chance of having decent seasons, and that's what they've had. And at the moment, they've got a big wave that they're riding, and it hasn't come crashing down yet.
Do you think they could actually win the title? And if they did, would it surpass anything that the likes of Clough and Ferguson have done in the past? Well,
it will certainly be up there, given the difference in resources that the teams have in this day and age. Maybe the difference wasn't as marked in the era of the Clough teams and Derby teams, Forest teams of that era. So it'd be a huge achievement. Good luck to them. I mean, the nearer you get towards the end of the season, at this stage of the season, I'm sure they're just ticking off the games, and it comes to a point where the opposition run out of games and run out of games against Leicester that will affect the outcome. So they'll go very close.
What's the situation with Ryan Shawcross and his injury?
Well, thankfully it's not a recurrence of his back injury that required surgery, so that's a positive. Unfortunately, the negative is that he's probably he has got soft muscle damage, and at the moment it's looking like it'd probably be 3 to 4 weeks, I would think. So that's a blow to us, because obviously since Ryan came back into the team, we were on a good run, but maybe at the beginning of the piece today I should have factored in that we lost Ryan after 25 minutes, and that was certainly detrimental to our performance on the day.
There seems to be a bit of a detrimental mindset when Ryan's not playing in the side, doesn't there? It's not just the fans that don't like it. Your players seem to get something into their head.
Well, I think on the day, given the circumstances of the game, losing your skipper and one of your main stalwarts at the back, that's going to disrupt you, and obviously then we conceded the goal in the first half. So it wasn't ideal circumstances. So we, unfortunately, the consequences of that given that he's not going to be available for the semi-final. But I've still got good players. They'll come in, they'll be prepared, they'll be ready to go, and we'll see how far that takes us.
One of the fortunate things playing against Liverpool is possibly it's not going to be so much about your defence, but about theirs, isn't it? They're not been the greatest lately, have
No,
they?
I mean, yeah. If you're going by the events of the weekend, yeah, I mean, it was an unbelievable game, really, in terms of chances created, chances taken, probably mistakes on both sides, to be perfectly honest, because you don't expect 9 goals in the Premier League game. But it was what it was. So I would imagine they'll be hoping to be a little bit tighter than they were at the weekend. But as always, they've always got a threat. They've got good quality players right through the squad. So it's going to be a big test for us, but we're behind in the time. We know exactly what we have to do. There's no grey area for us. We've got to win. So I think when you're in that situation as a player or manager, I think it clears the mind and we'll have a real go.
A lot of Stoke fans on social media and talking to people in and around are talking that Peter Crouch might be the man to really give Liverpool a going over the way their defence has been lately.
Well, we've got good options up top. It's about picking the right personnel for the right games, and Pete's always in my thoughts because he's a good player and has played at this level for a long time, so he knows what's required. So if he was called upon, he would do his best, as each and every one of them will do. He's a threat always because of his physical stature, but because of his ability with the ball at his feet as well. So he's always one that I consider before I pick any of my teams.
You met Jurgen Klopp? You crossed
No, only last time we played.
And I don't ever see you losing your glasses after scoring a goal.
Because I wear contacts. Less dangerous, less expensive.
You're a little bit different, you and he, aren't you? You know, when it comes to celebrating things like that.
Well, possibly. I think the emotion's exactly the same. We might demonstrate it in a different way, but it doesn't mean I'm any less delighted when a goal flies in. Certainly, at the end of games, there's nothing better because the opposition don't usually have a chance to come back at you. So yeah, everybody's different. My personality is markedly different from Jurgen's, but it is what it is. But we're no less passionate as individuals, I'm sure. My passion's there for everyone to see. Usually, to my detriment, it's aimed at referees, to be perfectly honest. But no, everybody's different. There's no right or wrong way to win games. There's no right or wrong way to celebrate goals and match-winning performances. So everybody's different. It'd be a poor world if everybody was the same.
You don't see yourself losing a contact anytime soon?
No, well, it's when I remember to put them in, to be perfectly honest. So I don't always remember. So sometimes it's better not to be able to see at times like at the weekend. Not
to take away from this, getting to a final would be a great achievement, wouldn't it? Even better would to be winning, to win some silver.
Yeah, we're going to really push this. We want to do well. We're going to have a huge following as well, and they'll create a fantastic atmosphere. You remember, I know when I used to watch games as a kid, the ones you remember always seem to resonate with you. Night games at Anfield, European nights and Cup semi-finals, and a lot of those games are to the forefront just because of the atmosphere on those nights. So it's going to be another evening of similar emotion and drama, we hope. Ideally, if we do what we know we're good at, then we'll run them very close, and obviously the clarity of what we need to do is going to be an advantage, I think.
Winning a trophy, Mark, where would it fit in terms of the trajectory of where you're trying to get Stoke to go to?
Well, it's a big part of what we want to try and do moving forward. We want to be able to compete in the latter stages of all competitions moving forward that we're involved in and take part in. This year we've gone close. We're in the semi-final with an opportunity to go to a final. We're still in the FA Cup, in the top 10 of the Premier League as well. So come 10 o'clock, half 10, wherever it is tomorrow night, it will just continue the progress that we're making, we could be in a major final for the first time in 40 odd years. So we'll remind the players of that, obviously, because it's an opportunity to make your mark in the game, and when that presents itself, you've really got to grasp it.
Do you fear that Stoke might get tagged as a cup team, capable of beating anyone in a one-off, but perhaps not consistent enough to challenge in the league?
Possibly, but I think we've shown that we can go up against the best in this league and give a real good account of ourselves. We don't have the consistency in terms of our performance. Sometimes if we lose players in key positions, that can adversely affect us. So we've got good strength and depth, but sometimes a combination of the game itself and circumstances when the game can affect you markedly, and maybe on occasions we've let ourselves down in a number of games, but for the most part the level of performance we produced this year is up on what we've produced in the previous 2 seasons, so that obviously heartens us, and we're pleased about that, because we want to keep on progressing. We feel we're a club that's got more potential and more progress to come, but we have to keep on the same trajectory, keep on playing well as we can, and improving, and if we do that, then we'll keep going in the right direction.
Mark, can we just ask about Arnautovic? How's he doing? Is he looking okay for tomorrow?
Yeah, he trained today. He was fine. He's still got a little bit of a feeling in the hamstring. It's been checked. We've had scans done, so there's no damage. There's just a little bit of tightness in there, which can originate from other areas. So we'll make sure he's primed and ready to go. But he's fit and well, so he's available.
The options in the defence then, with Ryan being out, does that mean Mark Mears could make a return, or will you keep with Wilson?
Well, they're all available. So Mark Wilson came in from the bench at the weekend. Mark Munies had just missed out, but no, he's very much in my thoughts. It's about making sure I pick the right combination in terms of the centre back partnerships that I have, and that obviously is key decision from my point of view. If we get that right, then that'll give us the platform that we need.
Jurgen Klopp's identified in his press conference today that corners and set pieces are a real issue for his defensive plays. So is that going to be something you might target tomorrow night?
Well, yeah, they do seem to have had a problem. I think they're one of the teams that have conceded more goals from set plays than most. So it'll be an area that obviously gets highlighted to him on a regular occasion. A little bit like how our lack of goals from set pieces gets highlighted to us. So it's part of his game. I'm sure he wants to improve. We feel we're very close to improving what we're trying to do. We just need that a little bit of fortune that you need when balls are bouncing in around the box, that it drops to your man instead of the defensive players in and around the ball when balls are coming in. But yeah, it may well be something that we'll look at.
Jurgen also said that the change in style here at Stoke is one of the best he's seen in the last 10 years. Is that pleasing that the project that you're working on here is moving forward and is going in the right direction, that other managers are seeing your potential?
Well, yeah, I think obviously Jurgen hasn't been in the country very long, but a lot of other people who've been in the game and gone up against my teams in the last 2 years have acknowledged that privately. I think it's because of the performances and the results we've had this year, it's come to the attention of more people, more in the wider domain, just by virtue of how well we played. So I think within football and within teams in the Premier League and managers and coaches, I think there was an acknowledgement that we're a different team and playing in a different style, and that's been for quite some time, to be perfectly honest. But I think now it's recognised in a wider area.
You talk about getting the first goal in the Premier League matches, but to get the first goal in this match particularly is going to be vital, isn't it, to keep on and get that result? Yeah,
it'd be important for us. Yeah, it'd be difficult on the night if we didn't get that. It wouldn't be the end of the proceedings, because obviously, as I said before, we know exactly what we need to do, and it's to win. If we concede early or late. It doesn't really change the picture. We've just got to go for wins, and that's what we'll try and do. It's an opportunity that we're not going to allow to pass by lightly. We're going to give it everything. It's a real opportunity for everybody involved, from players and coaches to really achieve something here that hasn't been achieved for many years, and that's important to us, because if we can get to a final, to win a trophy, then that gives you a winning mentality. You've experienced that as a group, and that will help you to continue to progress. So it's a big part of what we want to do moving forward.
Mark, can I just check up on Boyan? Obviously he was on the bench and unused at the weekend, and also is Jeff Cameron still?
Jeff still unavailable. A little bit happier today. We hope at the weekend he may well be okay and available, but there's been an improvement which was pleasing. We're a little bit concerned that it and really progressed since the time that he had the injury at West Brom, but this Monday he's been a lot more positive about it, so there's signs that it's improving, settling down, so hopefully at the weekend he might be an option.
Boyan's all right?
Yeah, Bo's all right. He's fine.
Mark, just
Okay.
a couple more questions. What does this mean to you personally?
Well, there's a lot of hard work goes in any given season, and we're trying to move this club forward. For me personally, I think it's just more, from my point of view, I feel more for my staff and how hard they work, and they don't really get that recognition. The players will always get the plaudits because they're out there and they have to produce and execute what you tell them, but behind the scenes there's a lot of people, good people here that are really driving things forward, and without their support and their input, then we won't be able to achieve anything. So it's not really a personal thing for me, but it's more a recognition of what a lot of other people are doing at the club. That would be the pleasing point for me. Okay.
Okay. Radios, please. Cheers. Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Is that your?